I really love the role of Sabine, and I think that our readers will really love her because she's so strong and she's quite different. She's not very traditional, particularly for that era. So being a mother, is it important to you that you represent women on screen that are always so strong but also aren't pushovers?
Yes, it is actually. I mean, it's interesting playing sort of weaker, more vulnerable characters, but I do really enjoy just putting that little injection of strength into a character, for sure, most definitely. I think it's good. It's good for young women. You know, everyone wants someone to look up to. You know, we all want to have a strong role model, or just at least somebody to feel inspired by on some level. And I had huge admiration for the character of Sabine. I really was impressed by her courage. You know, she overcomes a great deal of grief in her life and she moves on. She tries very hard to move on and to create a lovely life for herself with the very small means that she has with which to live. And gardening, as she says in the film, it was something that she knew how to do for money, and she lives in a man's world, a really male-dominated world. And she has a true personality that shines through in her work, in her life. She's very spirited and positive. And I think that it's hard for young women today, I think, to remain positive and joyful about things. You know, the media is so full of criticism of how people look, and I think that creates terrible pressure for young girls. And you know, it's important to remember that you know, the world is a really fascinating place, and it's perfectly possible to open your eyes and enjoy each day and to be positive and to be happy, and it's through feeling that way that we learn to feel good about who we are and to respect ourselves. And I think that is something that I think for young women, particularly in their teens, really is missing actually a little bit.
Is there anyone in particular, sort of maybe your contemporaries around at the moment, who you think are really great role models for young women then, perhaps?
Me.
Yeah, of course.
And me. No. Emma Thompson has always been a huge influence in my life. And I actually have to tell you that Shailene Woodley is a very strong woman. And I'm thrilled that she's the actress they chose to play Tris, because her morals and the standards by which she chooses to live her own life are really admirable. You know, she's a very honest, very sincere person who really stands up for herself, and she is strong, and she does believe in sort of self-preservation and positivity, and yeah, I've been very impressed by her from the outside looking in.
I know that you've said before that you think women are all too kind of scrutinised, perhaps, to lose weight really quickly, particularly after they've had kids. Is that something that you think, are we getting any better, or is it just getting worse?
I think it's getting worse. I absolutely think it's getting worse, because people keep talking about it. You know, it keeps coming up, and people keep saying, look how great she looks 3 weeks post-baby. Wow, fantastic. Not wow, fantastic. Wow, sick. I mean, that's not right. It's not possible. You know, it takes... my little boy is 16 months old now, and honestly, it's really only in the last 3 or 4 months that I've truly felt completely back to where I was before I had him. And that's the right way round. Yeah. It takes a long time. You know, it takes 9 months to grow a baby. You know, it's not going to disappear straight away. No, I do think that a lot of focus is put on it. And that's not, you know, it's how you feel, you know, it's your own health, the health of your family, the health of your baby, you know, those are the things that are important. And when you're breastfeeding, to be perfectly honest with you, you have to eat a lot, otherwise you can't do it, you know. Yeah, I get quite passionate about that subject, actually.
About breasts in particular?
Yeah, most definitely.
You've been asked about them a lot?
I've been asked about them a lot, because they're very visible and present in the film.
Yeah.
I was pregnant while I was making the film, so they were huge.